And we have more that were on our list that they didn't make in our top 10.
We listed tons of movies that we love and TV shows that we love and enjoy and that are different genres. And somehow we all came down to the same one. Welcome to the Fourth Act, our entertainment podcast where sometimes every Friday we discuss a topic in TV, video games, movies, and more. My name is Gabe, and today I have a lovely panel. To my right, your left is, as always, my big brother, Auggie. And to my left, your right is, returning to the podcast, the one who started it all, Misael.
Hello.
That's all you got from me.
I'm glad to be back. It's been a while.
It has been a while. And today we're back for a special occasion. We're finishing the year off, our final episode of the year, our 6-month kind of half-year anniversary.
Yeah.
6 months of Act 4 Media, baby. And I'm here with two guys that have been here the most. The one that started it all. The one who I live with now. This guy.
Brother.
Anyway, today we're going to give our top 10 movie/TV
shows.
Lists. Yeah, our series shows of the year. The 10 best things that we've seen this year. And before I even get into it, if you're just trying to get straight into the list, there's going to be time codes. Just skip ahead. We're going to take turns. We're going to do rounds 10 through 1. But of course, we are first here to celebrate. It took a while, but after 6 months, we're at 100 subscribers.
Snap.
I don't want to clap the mic and it'd be too loud. But point is, we got to 3 digits. Next,
and thank you all.
Thank you all. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. We are building something special here. We believe that it's special. Subscribe, like, share, comment, do all those things. And without further ado,
let's get started.
You boys ready?
Yep.
Now, normally, the new format of the show is normally we'll do news and like what we've been watching lately. But because there's 3 of us, I feel like we just need to go through it because we are talking about potentially 30 different projects.
It took us an hour to get started right now.
Oh yeah.
We could be here for hours talking about this stuff. Or anything.
Yeah. So I mean, I'm sure there's going to be some similarities here, so we're not going to talk about 30 different projects, but it's a possibility. Who knows?
Yeah,
maybe that's that one outstanding project where we have to, give a little bit more juice, a little bit more comment on.
More juice. You ready?
I'm ready.
You ready?
Oh, I guess you're ready. Look.
Now, to start off the list on round 1, aka let's call it round 10. Let's not confuse the numbers. Round 10. Augie's going first.
I'm going first.
What is your number 10 project of the year?
Ant-Man.
Jesus Christ, look, agents.
Ant-Man.
Straight.
Well, say the whole title. You don't even know the whole title.
Wait, hold on.
I don't want to mess it up.
So,
Quantumanium.
What are you going to say? Is it his
should we do it just project? I feel like that's unfair.
Yeah. Well, movie/TV.
Okay, you're right. All right.
This is Augie's time. Let Auggie go.
Yeah. So what's the full title?
What's the full title?
Auggie?
You don't even know
Ant-Man. Quantumania.
Okay.
And the Wasp.
All right.
You forgot.
Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Quantumania.
So why is it at number 10?
Because I got 9 before it.
Crazy. Because you've only watched 10 things this year?
No, 13.
13.
13 according to your list.
You've watched only 13 things?
Well, according to your list, but my Gordon Ramsay doesn't count. My 90 Days don't count.
No, okay.
None of my Hulus.
No, they don't count.
So I'm not counting them.
Okay, so why does it make your list? What's so special about it? Or
I don't remember if it was the first Marvel movie back. Like
it started off Phase 5.
Okay, yeah. So that was when we saw Kang again. The first time we're getting Kang again.
Yeah, I
was hoping it was gonna be the Kang going forward, not Jonathan Majors, but just the main Kang in the timeline. But
which by the way, he's not coming back.
We won't get into that right now because we have so much to talk about.
It has to be thrown in there.
That's a whole other podcast right there.
That's a whole bag of worms, but just the movie itself.
Yeah, I just like the movie a lot. Just like just all the multiverses. Like obviously I'm gonna have more Marvel going forward, more multiverse shit. But,
which is what you care about, right?
Yeah, that was the start to we're starting to get into this shit other than Spider-Man and all those.
And spoilers, this movie is not on my list, so I
still have my theory. Wait, I still have my theory.
he's got
He's
more.
not-
There's a reason why it's
He's
number
not.
10.
He's not in the same universe still.
Oh yeah,
Who is?
Ant-Man. I don't think he came back to
talk to him about it.
the same
Yeah,
universe.
briefly discuss this to me.
In when it first
Briefly.
starts, people don't notice him. He's like waving at people, and they're like, "Who the hell are you?" and shit. And he even calls him Spider-Man.
But that's because he thinks he's an author. Like, he's a renowned author.
Yeah, and then when he-
or like a known Avenger.
yeah. And then when he comes back to his universe or whatever, there's a heart, and it says, "We love Ant-Man." And then he goes in, and they know him. Everybody's clapping his hand, like everybody knows him at the end. Like in a day,
Right.
he became
So-
like the hero.
Augie's theory is that at the very end, after he defeats Kang, that Ant-Man went to another universe, and he's not
Ooh.
in his universe, even though
Jeez.
there's nothing to back that up at all.
And there's a lot of purposely put. If you watch it again, I got the movie.
saw it in
There's a
4K.
lot of purple and green when he goes back to the other universe.
And what does that signify?
People are saying King.
What are you
Oh.
saying?
Well, I just think he's in another universe. I don't think it's
But why?
because everybody loved him. No one knew him in the beginning of
He's
Ant-Man.
all different.
In a day, what did he do? He was gone.
I just have a point. I can't refute
I'm just looking
that.
at, we already
gone in
talked
a
about
day.
it on the podcast.
I can't refute that.
There's
It's all I'm saying. I don't have anything to claim against that.
So overall, it's your number 10. You liked
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I just like it. We went into a whole different like. Usually we're in space, we're in all this, and this
Right.
time we like shrunk into a whole nother.
We shrunk.
Yeah. This movie's not on my list, but I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to shout it out, but
No.
but I mean, it was cool.
Let's avoid the whole
Yeah.
special shout outs.
Oh, well, that'll happen at the end.
Yeah, you see, I know this because that's how you are. I'm
Yeah.
gonna give a special shout out. This needs to be mentioned. No,
It's a hater. Oh yeah, sip your voodoo. Wait, no,
Ranger.
no, never mind. We're not going to shout them out. Anyway, all right, fine. We're not going to critique these movies right now. We're just talking about why we like them, why they make our top 10.
All right,
So
all right.
it just didn't make my top 10. Whatever. What is your top 10? I'm sorry. What is your
my number 10? I'm gonna have to go with Air.
Oh, okay. And what is Air?
So Air is like a, I don't know, is biopic the right word for it?
Yeah.
You know, about the whole Jordan,
Oh.
the whole Jordan
ready.
kicks and how it came to be. And part of the reason why I like this so much is because it felt good, us knowing what came to be with this brand, with this shoe. And they're still trying to figure it out. They're like, oh shit, is this a gamble? Like,
Right.
is this going to be successful? Will we be able to compete with Adidas and what's the other one? Converse. Like, we're making a brand new brand that's Nike. And let's take a whole new division and market it around this one person who isn't even a name yet.
Right.
He's not even a rookie. He's still a kid. And they're like, you know what? Let's brand it around this guy. Let's give him a massive contract and let's make this badass shoe. So just knowing the story and what it is now, I think was very refreshing in a way.
Right.
And I just, overall, putting that aside, the acting from Matt Damon and Ben Affleck were spot on. I really liked them
Ben
a lot.
Affleck in that terrible wig.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt Damon carries that movie for me because we know what's going to happen. We
Right.
know
Well,
that
that's what I'm
Jordan
saying.
is such a big brand.
Right.
So seeing them like take this risk and like putting all their marbles on Jordan and like the things that they do to try to convince Jordan's mom, because Jordan's barely in there. It's mainly
He's
about,
a kid. He's a teenager.
It's about Nike like taking this risk and
A big
trying to become Nike what we know today. And we already know the end of the story. You have tons of Jordans. You have more than any. You have more Jordans
More
than
than
both
us.
of us combined.
Yeah.
I have Jordans. You have Jordans. You guys all have Jordans.
Maybe, yeah.
But yeah, this movie was really good. And Chris Tucker is in there,
Right, he is.
and he's great in there as well. But yeah, I really like this movie. It didn't make my list.
Mhm.
And do you have any interest in this? And I'm actually surprised that you haven't seen this movie, considering that
Oh, you
you're
haven't
like a-
watched it?
No, because I thought it was gonna suck.
And it's good.
And then that's what I started hearing. So I was like, oh shit! I was like, now I have to see it.
Yeah.
And then everything just started piling on, and so I just never.
Yeah, my list is huge of stuff that I have to see just from like these this year alone. I'm like, damn.
Even away from like all those movies, just recently, all the movies that came out,
just recently.
Yeah, because that's how
it's overwhelming.
Goes. Like a lot of movies come out November, December to try to beat like that Oscar season to be like the freshest. That way they can get the votes and stuff like that. Right. Summer is huge because all the summer blockbusters. And now the beginning of the year is now a new era too.
You mentioned it doesn't make your top 10.
Yeah.
Is there a reason? Is there one particular reason or just because the other ones were better?
Now, I went through my list last night and like I gave this movie an 8 out of 10.
That's hot.
This year was a really good year for movies.
That's high. Yeah. 8 out of 10, that's high.
And this was a really good year for movies, and you'll see why. And I don't my top 10 isn't by rankings, because some I have like 9 out of 10, some I have 10 out of 10, and they're not even my number one. Right. My list is of favorites.
It's what you feel comfortable with.
Yeah.
Not what you actually rate it.
Right. So it's not there. It might be like 12, 13, 14, something like that. Because I've seen like 30-something projects.
Not to cut you off, but to pivot off of this, what's your number 10?
Oh, good transition. So my number 10 is something that earlier this year was like my top 3.
No way.
So that's how much
I think I know what it is.
That's how much good stuff came out. So my number 10 is actually Creed 3.
Creed? That's your favorite franchise.
I wouldn't say favorite.
It's up there.
It's up there, yeah. Creed 1 is one of my favorite movies of all time. Like, it might be number 2 of all time. Creed 3 was directed by Michael B. Jordan. It's his first time directing.
Which, by the way, we have a whole episode on that. Check it out, guys.
Go check it out. Go see what we've been doing. See what we've been working on. See what we've been cooking. Anyway, this movie, I think, is really good. It might be my second favorite in the franchise. Overall, the franchise is really strong.
Right.
1, 2, and 3 are really freaking good. 1 is clearly the best. But number 3 is really good. I like seeing Jonathan Majors come out. And again, drama aside, that's not what we're here for today. Jonathan Majors is incredible in this role as being the bad guy, but also like having a reason to be the bad guy. And you haven't seen this, have you?
No, I have.
Oh, you have?
Yeah.
Okay. You've seen it?
I've seen it. It didn't make my list though.
Okay. We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
Well, I only have one reason really.
Oh, go ahead.
It should have been 2-part. It was just felt rushed.
And that's my thing too. It was a little rushed, but again, I'm not here to criticize the movie. I'm just talking about why I like it.
Right.
So Jonathan Majors as this like bad guy who's cheating like in the ring.
Yeah, he's a piece of shit.
To win the title is so cool.
He plays a great character to hate.
Yeah.
Like, you're just like against him. You're like, like I wish Michael B. Jordan kicks his ass.
That's why, and me and him agreed. I guess we're going to critique it a little bit. I wish that would have been extended a little bit longer.
Right.
Like he would have held the title longer.
Right. No, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I'm in the same boat as you. I had the same conversation with my own brothers. I was like, I don't like that they rushed that.
Yeah,
I wish he could have like at least fought maybe 2 more times, 3 more times, and I am here to stay. I'm the champ.
To make it to where Michael B. Jordan would be like, I have to come out of retirement to fight him. But overall, I love this character, and again, drama aside, Jonathan Majors is incredible. I love him in everything that I've seen him in.
Right, he's great.
For him to be this guy that's come out of prison and is manipulating Adonis Creed to get his title shot, to get everything he's ever wanted. I love that story. It's just number 10 because I like 9 Things more.
I have to say this.
Go ahead.
Despite the controversy and everything going on with Jonathan Majors,
you're gonna get canceled.
He's a great actor.
Hell yeah!
And the way he portrayed, what's his name?
I forgot what his name is in here, but his nickname is Diamond
or something like that. Yeah.
Oh, Damon.
Damon. He played him very well, and kind of go back onto what Augie's number 10. I thought he was a great king as well.
Oh, 100%.
But it just goes off to show that he's such a good actor. So, it's unfortunate the situation that he's in. Obviously, he might be deserving of that, but I just thought he was great as that character in that movie where you're just like, gosh, I really dislike him.
And that's the thing, is he's fun to dislike, but he's also like sympathetic. Like, you can understand why he's hurt in both Creed and Ant-Man. Like, he plays it so well. Right. It's just a waste of talent. I mean, a waste is a bad word. Again, we're not trying to get too into like the politics of Jonathan Majors right now, but it's just like, man, I wish he wasn't in this situation right now.
Exactly.
But any thoughts on Creed since you said it wasn't on your list?
Well, that was just it. I just felt like it was rushed. Like, they should have hid that he was cheating the whole time in the first movie, this one, and then we should have found out after he fought Apollo. Let's say he cheated or something, and then the next movie he would have been dealing with him cheating, and then him actually fighting him not cheating, and then obviously he beats him. But yeah, he should have just held the title longer, beat some of the people. Yeah, Adonis beat.
Like we probably
felt like he had it for like 2 months.
You know what I would have liked, and I know it's far fetched, is knowing that Canelo was going to be in it. I think it would have been cool to have him like fight one of them. I'm like, that would have been badass, you know?
But there has to be something there with like real life stuff like, hey, like, I don't want to lose. Yeah. Even though it's fake. It's like, I don't want to look bad.
Well, I mean, he didn't have to lose. He could have won.
That's true.
Yeah. He could have fought somebody else for, who knows, you know.
Or have him cheat again and win, you know? Like, I don't know. Overall, my point is, I love this movie. But this is
it's a great movie.
This is a really strong year, and I have 9 projects I like more. So,
well,
you have anything else?
No, go ahead.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I'm just moving on.
Move on.
So number 9, round number 9. We're going down. So round number 9, Auggie.
We don't have to go in order. I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
I'm just kidding.
Go ahead.
Number 9, Auggie. What is your number 9 movie?
Elemental.
Elemental. I haven't seen this. Have you seen this?
I'm in the same boat. I have not seen it. Okay. I do want to, though.
So this is all you, buddy?
Yeah, it's all you.
Well, I'm not going to spoil it too much, but it's basically race. They can say what they want, but they always find a way to, like what's the other movie? Inside Out?
Right.
That one deals with emotion. It's like
anxiety now, right?
Deal with
depression.
Right, depression.
Yeah, to deal with I guess to explain their feelings, really. Yeah. They can learn all the difference between their feelings, but this one too, like it's water people, fire people, rock people, and they're clouds, but air people.
The Avatar.
So basically, everybody has their part of the city. Everybody does their job, and then certain people don't mix. Like water and fire don't mix, so you can see how.
And those are our main characters, right? Water and fire.
So obviously, you've seen Airbender, the Korra, and all that. Mm-hmm. There's gonna be a part 2, obviously.
To what? To Elemental or
or there should be at least. But
why do you like this movie? Like, why is it so high on your list?
Well, it looks good. It's a good story,
right?
And they always find a new way to, I guess, explain serious shit to kids and all that. But at the same time,
and adults,
at the same time, still
that's
good
Pixar's
enough.
Magic, man. It's like
I know
how to appeal.
I love
everybody.
Pixar for what it does. That it hardly fails to bring tears to my eyes,
especially lately.
Yeah, this
one
has some scenes. This one has some scenes, probably, depending.
Really,
it could get you.
Because I think people like to shit on Pixar nowadays. People like to shit on Disney first of all,
on anything, anything and everything.
But with Pixar, like, I don't think they've fallen off, man. I think they're just in a different era. Because like Turning Red, Luca,
like those.
Remember Soul?
Yeah, it's Soul.
Remember Soul, man?
Like Inside Out. Like I think they're on another run. They might not.
They're
Onward.
They're explaining life.
Onward. They're talking about Onward. Auggie knows.
Crazy.
Yeah. You like Onward, right?
Yeah. They're explaining life, though.
Onward always brings shit,
and
always makes me.
We're all brothers, so I think we all understand Onward. But this isn't the Onward podcast.
We could have a whole episode on that.
But my point is Pixar is still great, and I think they've evolved, and now what they're doing is making movies for us. Like they've grown with us, and they're covering some deep topics right now, like Inside Out. And Inside Out and Soul, both of those are just like those are for kids. Like those are for adults.
Like the water people, they get emotional, so they're always crying with everything. And then the fire people, they're always getting angry, like they could explode. They'll burn everything. Like
so this just goes on to show that we need to have a Pixar episode. So I'll hold my thoughts. But I have some really good thoughts about this.
Yeah, next year in 2024, that is like the big one I want to do. Like, forget the MCU, forget DC, forget like all these other franchises. Pixar is the one I want to do. And if we get this panel together again to rank all, like, I don't know, 18 Pixar, I don't know how
many. No, there's more. There's a lot more.
20 Pixar projects.
A lot more.
Like, that'll be a special one. I think that'll be a big event. Right. So we'll do that eventually. But are you good? Are you satisfied where you're at?
What do you mean?
Like leaving your opinion there?
Oh, yeah.
Elemental, number 9.
Okay.
because it is a good movie. So
Mhm.
Misa, number 9.
Number 9, it's gonna have to be the One Piece show on Netflix, live action.
What?
I know.
You watched it?
I watched it. I had to.
Talk
It was
about it.
One Piece. I kept hearing good things about it. My friend, who's a big One Piece fan, was like, "Dude, I don't usually recommend One Piece, like the anime, because it's so long and whatever. But the show does a good job at like breaking it down for the newbies." So I was like, you know what? Might as well. Funny enough, or ironically, my parents binge watched it in a weekend.
Way.
In a weekend, bro. What?
they're like,
Did they know-
it's in the top 10?
Do they like know what anime is?
They didn't know until I think after the first 2 episodes that my younger brother, who's a big One Piece fan as well, was like, "What are you guys watching?" He's like, "You guys know that's from an anime." So he told them, right? So they're actually pretty excited for it coming forward.
And then
I
they're
was
just
like,
ew.
and I was like, you know what? I have to watch it. And I was pleasantly surprised.
I heard it was
It's
really good.
It's really good. And I was surprised too. And I was like, there's no way.
The trailers
But
look like
I was
shit.
hooked. I was hooked. I think I finished it in like a day and a half.
No way. No, okay.
Yeah.
Time out. Pause.
Pause.
I'm sorry to interrupt you. Have
No
you
worries.
seen the anime?
No. So that's where I was going to lead to.
I haven't seen it.
This made me want to watch the anime.
Wow.
So
It's a
like
long
I
journey.
remember seeing like bits and pieces here, like in parts,
Yeah.
just whenever it was on or like my brother was like watching it. But this made me kind of want to start it. It's a big commitment, so I haven't done it yet. But because of this, I've wanted to start it,
Okay.
Yeah.
and I might will, and I might do it either the actual anime or the manga.
So what makes it so good? Like the story or
The story overall, but I think once you get past the silliness of it, it's not that silly. It's not as like goofy looking as it is on like the trailers.
right?
And
Because the trailers looked bad. Like the
Yeah, they do.
CGI
Yeah,
and
they
stuff
did.
like that.
yeah,
Right? Did you see the trailers?
I just saw little pieces, but
you haven't seen it, Auggie?
I haven't seen the anime either. That's why I was like,
Dude, you gotta
the
watch
One Piece
this
people
one.
are gonna attack me, dude.
This guy said
No,
you
no.
gotta watch the One Piece Netflix adaptation. And
You gotta
he's
watch
not,
it.
And he's not the only one, which is crazy.
No,
I've heard
I've-
this is good.
yeah.
Dude, it's really good. I'm telling
Yeah.
you, it's
The next one
So,
up is Airbender,
I
right?
think yes. And
Is that Netflix?
Yu Yu Hakusho is
that
another
one
one.
too, yeah.
That one.
I saw a dude get hit by
And
a
that
car.
one I've seen the anime. It's really good. But anyway, my point being is that this anime does a really good job at, or not the anime, the live action of One Piece. It carries the emotion very well. And I think that's what made a big difference for me, where I was like, okay, the story is well, the acting is good. If you get past the goofy CGI, which isn't that goofy in my
That's what I'm saying. Like,
opinion.
do you
Yeah.
buy into it after a
yeah,
while?
you do.
Yeah. It's
You
like
do.
an art style.
Because the
Yeah.
trailer looked bad, but I imagine like if you're watching it in context, maybe it works better for the world. I don't know.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, just the first episode should be enough to get you like
Wow.
interested. Like,
Yeah.
you know what? Let me just put on episode 2. Let's see where this goes.
I don't believe him. You believe him?
A lot of people like One Piece, dude.
look, Auggie is like,
No, but you're not the only one saying that. Like, I have seen reviews like this is actually pretty good.
it's
Yeah.
good. It's good.
Okay,
So it's my number 9.
fair enough. My number 9. Now I have a couple surprising ones on here, and by the way, at the end we'll give awards for like most surprising, most disappointing, stuff like that. I haven't told you guys that, but we're gonna do that.
Okay.
But anyway, one of my most surprising ones, and I can't believe it's this high on my list. Number 9 is Wonka. I did not think that this movie would even be good. I don't have a passion for Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory,
Yeah.
but
But
man,
you do for Timothy.
not even for
Timothy.
Timothy. I don't give a shit about Dune.
Is it
damn.
the better Willy Wonka of the 3?
No. Oh, Willy Wonka, the OG Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory with Gene Wilder, is the best.
Okay.
Yeah.
I watched that movie going into this. I didn't bother with Johnny Depp because screw that movie.
Can I ask for one spoiler?
Go ahead.
Do we get to see the factory in this one?
Yeah, it's in the trailer.
Okay.
But it's
I
not
just
what
thought it
this,
was like pre-factory for some reason.
but that's not what this movie's about. This movie, and again, like from the trailers, I thought like this is a cash grab. They're getting Timothy Chalamet because WB, we mentioned this before, likes using the same
Right.
actors over and over. It's a cash grab. They have the name. They're just trying to use it and make money. This movie has so much heart. And it's made by the director from Paddington Bear.
Oh wow, those are good movies.
And I've never seen them.
Those are good movies.
And I've heard
I just see little clips.
You
Of
should
them.
Those are good movies, bro. You gotta watch them.
I've heard they're both, because there's two. I've
Yeah.
heard they're both really
The
good.
sweater and shit.
The first one had, I think, a perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes for like
Yeah.
a long time until someone
They-
was like, you know
Someone
what?
tried to be
it
the
wasn't that
asshole.
well. Yeah.
And I've seen that. I've seen
Uh-huh.
that both are really high. I've never seen any of those movies. But man, this movie is such a good family movie.
Mhm.
It's not about connecting dots. Like there are some shout outs to the original Gene Wilder movie. He has like a line like flip that, reverse it, whatever. Like he has some
Right.
shout outs to the original Wonka. This is an original story. And what the movie is really about is, again, no spoilers, is Wonka going back, or like he's trying to create his own shop because his
Right.
mom used to make chocolate, and like he fell in love with chocolate, and his mom is dead. So he comes back from the sea and is going to like we're all, there's these three big chocolate or not even factories, chocolate shops.
Right.
And they call them the chocolate cartel.
Yeah.
No joke.
Yeah, I think it's on the trailer.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, well, there's like a chocolate cartel, and they're trying to keep him out. Like when they taste the chocolate, they're just like, "This is the best chocolate I've ever had. We need to keep him out." And it's a musical, and there's a lot of cool music numbers.
Oh,
and
no.
One of my knocks is that like,
Musical.
oh, I love musicals.
But it's always been musical, right?
Yeah, original. Yeah, both of them. Original Willy Wonka is a musical, and when I was rewatching the original Willy Wonka, I was even thinking, like, again, before watching this movie, I was like, a lot of
Wait,
there's
just
like
say Johnny Depp's number 2, dude. Or number
Johnny.
3.
We're not even talking. That's how irrelevant that is. We're not even talking about Johnny Depp.
Okay.
Gene Wilder's Wonka, when I was rewatching it, it's funny because I was even thinking, like, this movie has so many songs.
Yeah,
And only
it's
like
a lot.
4
Has
are
a
like
lot, yeah.
memorable.
Yeah.
I would give the same critique to this one. There's so many songs, but it has a couple that stick out.
So
The same ones?
No, that's the thing. There's only one song that is repeated. Well, 2, Oompa Loompa.
The main one?
Oompa Loompa.
That's different. There's only one.
different.
There's only one Oompa Loompa, and he's incredible.
I heard the Oompa
Yeah.
Loompa was good.
He's incredible. He's sarcastic.
That's what
he's
made me want to
funny.
watch it, because I said I wasn't
Yeah.
going to watch it, and then I saw the Oompa Loompa.
And then the way that they do what's the song I'm thinking of? I'm forgetting right now.
Is it the boat one?
The Pure Imagination one.
Oh,
What
okay.
one?
Now, the way that they use Pure Imagination in this one is different than the way that they use it in Gene Wilder's. And again, no spoilers, but the way that they use it in Gene Wilder's is like he's talking about pure imagination. Like he's talking about him like being a kid.
Yeah.
Like being a kid and like being hopeful and
Right,
like
right.
just like that's the whole reason why he's trying to get a kid to get the chocolate factory. This movie is all like the way that they use it, because there's a little girl in here who doesn't have a family, and again, I don't want to explain the whole plot, but point is the way that they use it in here is more emotional.
So-
and then the way you hear Timothée Chalamet sing Pure Imagination, because keep in mind, Gene Wilder isn't a singer.
Yeah.
He's just a really good actor. But the way when he sings Pure Imagination, it's iconic. And he can't sing, but it's iconic.
Right.
And then Timothée Chalamet has his take on it, and he can't sing. But it's so good thematically when you hear it.
So here was my thing from the trailer. I don't know if it was just me, but
Right.
Timothy sounded off. Like he sounded
Me too.
weird, and that put me off immediately. I was
Yeah.
like, "Oh, I don't want to see this."
No, me too.
I'm like,
And
Timothy sounds.
That's what I'm talking about.
He sounds weird.
It sounded like a cash grab.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But he does have his own take on it. He's not trying to do Gene Wilder because it's not connected directly to that
Right.
one. He's doing his own take on it, and he comes off really endearing, where Gene Wilder comes off like an asshole sometimes.
Yeah.
This is a different take. Like, he's very endearing, and he's kind of ditzy.
Mhm.
That's my way of saying he's dumb.
Yeah.
But he has a lot of heart, and he puts faith in people that take advantage of him.
Mhm.
And again, it's a funny, silly story about like a chocolate cartel, and like Keegan Michael Key is in here, and he's like the cop that's like paid off by the cartel to like whack Wonka. Like it's a lot of silliness and a lot of like commentary on the Mexican like cartel.
Oh my God,
Like-
okay.
like they're having fun with it.
Right.
But it's such a sweet, endearing movie. And guys, at the end of the movie, I teared up.
No way.
I couldn't believe it. It's so
Damn it,
good.
the cop dies.
No.
The
I'm
cartel.
gonna tell you straight up, no.
The cartel
No.
gets Timothy.
But
They
it's
turn
so
him to chocolate.
all your theories are wrong. It's so good. I highly recommend it. It's sweet. It's endearing. It's a family friendly movie, and it's really good. 9 out of 10.
Moving on.
I couldn't believe it. I thought it was going to be a cash grab. But yeah, moving on. Augie, number 8.
Ninja Turtles.
Oh,
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Mutant Mayhem.
Go ahead.
I just like the art style. Like I said before on the episode we freaking did.
We reviewed this, by the way. Go check out our Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles review.
I like how they went actually teenage Ninja Turtles.
They were legit teenagers.
Yeah, they want to be in high school and shit.
And you saw this too, right?
Yeah, I did.
And then I like Superfly. I seen it again.
Yeah, the music,
I like Superfly.
The soundtrack was on point. Yeah,
it's just Brooklyn, like it's
Brooklyn.
New York. Like
I always refer back to the scene where they're talking about the grilled cheese. The
bacon, egg, and cheese.
The bacon, egg, and cheese. Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, the chopped cheese.
It's the best part. I love that part so much.
That was just like them
I told
going
you
off the
this.
cuff.
Yes,
Yeah.
I told you this that the kids were allowed to just
Be themselves.
do what they think is best for that scene,
And you could tell.
and you could tell, and they did it perfectly.
Because I think we mentioned it in our review, maybe not, but we definitely have talked about this where like it feels like they were just themselves.
Right.
Like it feels like they let them just go. Because there's a whole scene with them like the bacon, egg, and cheese, and we outside.
We outside. Bacon, egg, and cheese.
Yeah, it's a whole like 45 seconds to like a minute of them just bullshitting. And it's like, why is that a scene? And it's because
Why are they still
let them
going off?
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
they're just outside, just messing around.
It's just outside.
And I
messing
like
around.
how they're sneaking out every night.
Yeah, the art style was
Being
great. The fighting scenes were really cool. The part where it just pans off back and forth, like the different cartel members or whatever the hell they were. Awesome movie.
I just have one comment before I give it back to you. My biggest thing is that Ninja Turtles have always been cool. Like they look cool. I like the idea of
They've
them.
always been cool.
It's never been my. It's
Always.
yeah, and it's never been one of my things. But this movie made me want it to be one of my things. Like this is the most I've ever been into them.
I think I talked to you about them quite a bit, haven't I? I told you about the movie,
the Last Ronin, right?
the Last Ronin,
To be game.
the to be game,
Soon-to-be game of the year,
dude.
maybe.
I love Teenage Mutant. I love them. And I want to see more of them.
But do you have any other thoughts, like why it's number 8 on your list? If you don't, it's okay. But
I just want more of it. I just
want more?
I just want a part 2. I hope is what I'm hoping. What they gave us is because I guess I can spoil it, right?
yeah, well, no spoilers because this is gonna be a general. But
Well, after credit scene, what they gave us, I'm hoping we do
Yeah, you can be
get part
vague.
2, part
Okay.
3, and then hopefully we get Last Ronin.
Well-
I doubt it, but if we were to, it'd be like because they're
Yeah.
giving Seth Rogen a lot these days. Like,
my only knock is that I do want it to be taken more seriously because it did feel like a kids movie where
Yeah.
Spider-Verse.
well, that's where we can start. Like, we'll grow with them. We'll freaking
Yeah. Where Spider-Verse feels like it's for kids, but it feels like a step up. Where it almost feels like an anime in terms of like,
Well,
it's for teenagers and up.
Yeah.
I would argue that TMNT also had its moments.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, like it was like teasing it, but it did to me. It felt more like a kids movie, or I think it could take that next step to feel more like a Spider-Verse, where it's like, oh,
Right.
there's real stakes. Like one of these turtles could die,
Yeah.
and there
oh,
were
Yeah.
we were close.
After credit scene.
oh,
After credit scene.
We were close. Again, minor spoilers, but we were close to where we're like some of the turtles, like their shells were like cracking, and I was like, oh shit, like there's real danger here.
Yeah.
But you're right. After credit scene, what they tease, I hope they can take one step further, just one.
Look, I'm excited for what's to come for this project. You know,
Yeah.
obviously they planned it out for them to at least have another movie. Hopefully we get more. And like I said, I'm super excited to see them.
Yeah.
And I'm hopeful that they'll eventually get to The Last Ronin, which is, I think, what everybody wants right now. Everyone is like begging for that right now.
For those who don't know, very quickly, what's The Last Ronin?
So The Last Ronin is, to keep it very brief, all the turtles and their dad, what's his name again? Splinter, die, with the exception of Michelangelo, which is the cheerful, happy, outgoing turtle of the
comedic
four
relief.
brothers. And because of their death, he just turns completely upside down. Like he becomes very dark, very like vengeful, and he's out to get revenge on his brothers and his dad. And again, to keep it very brief, he's not able to achieve that, so he turns to something very dark.
And that's the thing. Is like, I don't even know if we necessarily need to go there.
It's just,
But imagine if we did. Yeah. I'm down for it.
I'm all for it too as well.
Okay. Misa, number 8.
So my number 8. And the reason I have like 2 in mind that I'm kind of struggling with.
Ooh.
But it is, and the reason why I'm struggling with it is because it's only been out for like a day or 2. So I don't even know if I should count it in there.
Just go with your heart. You want a second to think? Because I could buy time.
Yeah, by time. Give me your number 8.
No. Well, okay, I could. My number. Well, because I was gonna ask him more about TMNT, but that's okay.
Okay.
My number 8, while he buys time, is actually Oppenheimer.
What?
Now, Oppenheimer, I think
your number what again?
8. Because Iron Man's up in there. That's why.
What? No, all right.
If Iron Man wasn't in there, it would have been 11.
So Oppenheimer, I think, is an incredible cinematic experience.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't even want to knock it because the more I think about it, the higher it gets. Actually,
yeah.
Because it was like at number 10, and I was just like, actually, I really liked it because I've only seen it once, and it's a 3-hour movie. Yeah. And when I really started thinking about what this movie is, you haven't seen it, so let me try to.
You haven't seen it?
No, he's been lacking it this year, but he's gonna do better next year, right?
I'm gonna do a revisit in January. Watch.
Movie of the
He's
year.
gonna catch up. He catches up,
but now I want to watch Wonka more because how he said it.
Movie of the year.
So Oppenheimer is a story about. So we know where it's at on his list. Anyway, I do think it's incredible, and I give this movie a 9 out of 10. And when we reviewed it, go check out our review, by the way.
You have a whole review.
We have a whole review, an hour-long review. When we reviewed it, I talked about how it's not a Gabe movie.
A what?
A Gabe movie.
Oh, right.
My name is Gabe, by the way. It's not a Gabe movie. Not gay. Gabe.
Gabe.
It's not a Gabe.
Anthony.
Yes, I'll say Anthony, my middle name. It's not an Anthony movie. And what I mean by that is like usually I do like more movies that are not like that they're like dumber because
he said it,
but like movies that are like more, I don't know, like either more action or like more like I love superhero movies. That's what got me into like movies. You know,
have to pay attention.
But I love my dramas too. Like Whiplash is my favorite movie of all time, or one of them, and Creed. Like those aren't superhero movies. But what I mean by that is like I like more like direct movies.
Right.
Like I actually give knocks to the artsy fartsy movies that are like too much. Now I don't think this is too artsy fartsy. Right. But my point is like this. Overall,
it's a cinematic masterpiece.
It is a cinematic masterpiece. Like when we were in the theaters, I was blown away. And this isn't my first time. I've been watching.
Literally.
Boom. I've watched movies. Like I've gone to watch dramas by myself in theaters. Like I love Oscar bait movies. I love them.
Is everything is true in there? Like they didn't add a little bit of.
I don't know.
What do you mean? Like in the biopic?
Spice it up.
He's asking.
I mean, they changed some things, but not dramatically. It's very accurate from my understanding.
Yeah, and I guess that's what my point is. I'm kind of getting a little messy here, but my point is like this is a very historical, accurate movie. Yeah. But more than anything, it's
Cillian Murphy though.
It's a movie. Hey, it's not your time. It's a movie about a man that followed his passion, followed something about
became a god.
Pretty much like a god in science. Like he chased something to follow like his passion for passion's sake, you know? And turns out that and it turns out it has these real world ramifications. And he was given none of the credit. The president was taking credit for this achievement, this scientific achievement. And he was then, when it turned out that like, oh, things are going wrong, who do we blame? Let's blame Oppenheimer. So he got none of the credit when credit was due, you know? But when it came time to point fingers, they pointed the finger at him. So it's like he did it for the love of science, and then he got none of the credit. Then he got all of the blame, and then it's about him overcoming that.
He became the martyr.
The martyr, yeah. And that's the thing. It's such a beautiful story, and a beautifully tragic.
And it was real, by the way.
And it's real, like this, and this actually happened. And that's the thing. I can realize the cinematic masterpiece that it is. Christopher Nolan is one of my favorite directors, one of my favorite creators.
We have a whole episode on Christopher Nolan's
Check
movie.
out our
Go
Christopher
check it
Nolan
out.
episode. But I do love this movie. I just don't think it's very rewatchable. And
Right.
that's what I mean by like, not that I like
Yeah.
dumber movies. I just
Right.
like that people like
Yeah.
movie buffs.
It's a sophisticated movie.
Exactly. Like it is a film. And I love films. But when we're talking about our favorite movies of the year, yes, this is number 8. But guess what? It still made my list out of like
Right.
30 something projects.
Jesus.
But still, I highly recommend this movie to movie fans, to film critics, or not critics, but film buffs, and just anybody that wants to like take the time to watch and dissect an actor's performance. Like Cillian Murphy was incredible. Robert Downey Jr. was incredible. And he's probably going to win Best Supporting Actor, and I'm rooting for him. And I highly recommend this movie, but I wouldn't recommend it to anybody. I'm recommending it to you because I think you would like this and appreciate
I don't like it, but
yeah, it makes my number 8.
Cool.
And I think it'll pop up on yours later, so you don't have to talk about it.
Cool.
So what's your number 8?
it's number 3.
So after thinking about it, it's gonna have to be the Super Mario Brothers movie.
Okay.
Yeah, I considered another
shit.
piece of shit. I considered another project, which I'll just say it. It's the Percy Jackson series.
And that's
But
new.
It
That's
is
brand
very
new.
new, and it just came out a couple days ago. Obviously, they released the first 2 episodes on Thursday, which I really like, and I can't wait to talk about it some more. However, because it is so new, I'm going to have to hold off from adding it on my list.
Okay. Fair
So
enough.
I think the best project to add on my number 8 spot is that Super Mario Brothers movie.
Okay. Why do you like it so much?
It's fun.
That's
that-
the one word to describe
That's
this
the
movie.
way. That's the best way to describe it. It's fun, and I remember going into it, and I wasn't sure what to expect. I was expecting more like what's the word? Kind of just like a thrown out movie
like,
of like
again, like how I mentioned Wonka, like a cash grab.
yeah, like a cash grab, you know. And it ended up being really enjoyable. They ended up making it in a way where it was heartfelt. They added a story, a background to it, which was, in my opinion, very surprising. And it worked out beautifully, right?
And so many references to fans
As well. Mhm.
of many Mario games, like
Right.
Mario Kart,
Mhm.
Super Smash Bros.
Right.
You know, like just different stuff like that. They just threw in little nods here and there. Like the blue shell, when he like turned to the blue shell, I started cracking up.
Yeah,
and
that was
being like,
great.
I know what's going to happen. Like a little shout
We all know what the blue shell. We all
Yeah.
know it.
And surprisingly, the Mario and Luigi relationship, again, I keep
Yeah.
using this word, but it was really endearing.
Yeah. I think their brother-like relationship, which they are brothers, was what made it stand out the most.
Right.
Right? Because we saw that they're not perfect, and we saw that dynamic between brothers, which I think is very relatable, right? And after all that, they always had their back.
Right.
For each other. So I think that was what really made it stand out the most, and why I really enjoyed it, you know. And there's a reason why it was like so high in the charts when it was its prime, you know, and the ticket sales and whatnot.
Like,
it was a great movie.
No matter what, it was going to make money because it's a Mario.
Yeah.
But it's actually a good movie.
It's actually a good movie. And then the scene where he has to fight Kong. Oh, so good.
It's so funny.
It's so fun, yeah.
Seth Rogen.
Seth Rogen, yeah.
Actually, a shout out to the old Mario or Donkey Kong game.
Yeah. Because
Like
of
throwing the
the
barrels?
reference, yeah, right? Mm-hmm. So just as you said, it has a lot of references from all the movies. As Auggie just mentioned, the reference of the first original Mario movie was actually a Kong movie where Mario appeared in. Incredible. Incredible.
All right. Do you have any thoughts on Mario Bros?
Mario.
Well, I have it later, so I can't.
Oh.
I can't
All right.
talk about it.
Augie, number 7.
Number 7. Let me just make sure I know what it is,
Yeah, I had to look at my list.
but I don't
too.
want to spoil my other one.
As I was putting this list together, I was like, damn, this year was really good.
Yeah, it was good. It's a good movie.
Creep.
And that's coming from someone who hasn't watched everything they wanted to watch.
Yeah,
Like,
but-
I have a lot of things that I haven't seen yet, and I can't wait till I do. I was busy, so hopefully I can get to it soon.
Usually, like the artsy fartsy movies, the Oscar bait movies, I watch around Oscar season, like January, February. I catch up. So a lot of them I haven't seen, but I'm gonna get there.
Yeah, we're gonna get there.
Number 7,
John Wick.
John Wick.
Chapter.
Speaking of movies I haven't seen, that is one of them. Unfortunately,
You're missing out.
Look, you're not the first one to tell me. I've been knowing that I messed up by not watching it in theaters, so I know. So let's keep it simple. Zero spoilers.
Let's keep it simple.
No, I won't spoil it.
Why does it make your list?
It's like the only real
action.
Yeah, the only real action movie that's like where it's doing shit like that, where he's just so badass they can't stop him.
And it's creative action.
Yeah, and then it seems like the more we're going through the stories, they're giving us more story to it and less
building out the world.
Yeah, like it's still crazy. People are dying crazy, but before it was like, let's make him more badass.
Right.
And now it's like, let's give him more character. Like he could die. Like, so he's looking more vulnerable these days. Right.
So real brief for the both of you. What are your thoughts and feelings about these like spin-offs and other shows they're going to make based off of that world? Real brief.
Do you want to go first or me?
For this world, I like it.
Yeah?
This world, I like it because it's the Continental, so it's like you get to see other badass people. And even in this movie, you see other hitmen that you're like, where the frick has this guy been? But they explain it, like, why that person hasn't been around. But now we're going to see probably young guys, probably new guys.
Yeah, because it's happening. It's not if. It's happening.
That girl show, or what is it? That girl movie?
I forget the name, but
Ballerina.
That shit looks bad, dude.
I think that the secret sauce to this universe is Keanu Reeves. And I don't care that they're making more. Like, if all those projects are canceled, I'd be indifferent to it. If it turns out to be good, great.
Right.
Yeah. I could take more.
It's more stuff for us.
But I think the secret sauce is Keanu and the fact that he knows what movie he's in. They let him act like he knows what movie he's in.
Right.
And on top of that, it's just badass action and he's actually taking it seriously. Right. It's just this secret sauce of just like, it's a perfect blend of everything together.
Right.
Where if they want to expand the universe and it turns out to be great, great. If they don't, I'm fine with it. So I'm indifferent.
I thought that until IP Man came out.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I was like, oh, so they could make another character. Because I like him just as much now. Yeah. He's blind. He's
Donnie Yen.
So but he comes out in this shit. He's blind and he just
kicking ass.
You can imagine what he could do when he had his eyes. So
like freaking Stick from Daredevil.
Yeah, pretty much. He's the real life Daredevil. Yeah.
Okay, we're on 7.
7, yeah.
Number 7, Misa, what you got?
Ooh, okay. This one.
We'll take a break at 5, by the way, because I gotta take a whiz.
Me too. So this one, I've been thinking about it for a little bit as we've been talking about these things, and my number 7 goes to The Bear.
Oh, okay.
And it was hard. I'm gonna say it was hard.
The first TV show we've mentioned, by the way.
No, One Piece. I mentioned One Piece.
Bad. Yeah, my bad.
So I thought about having it a little bit higher, but for other reasons, I would put it now.
It's been a good year.
But it's a phenomenal show, and I think I got you to finally watch it, right?
I think we saw episode 1 together.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. Yeah. We watched episode 1.
Yeah.
We watched the first 2 episodes. I went home and I continued watching it. You were like,
we kept watching. You went further than I did.
And I just finished it. Yeah. And it's a phenomenal show. It's really good.
And then I told him to watch it.
Did you watch it, Auggie?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you think?
Well, I'll say a little bit. Later.
Okay.
But I would say it's pretty accurate, not as crazy because obviously it's Lip, so they made it like Shameless.
Well, who's Lip?
From Shameless.
Okay.
So,
yeah, I didn't know either.
He fits perfectly. That's why when he's in Iron Claw, I was like, oh, this is perfect. That's why I said I need to revisit my list because I'm gonna have like 5 different movies up on this.
We'll save your thoughts.
But
yeah, Jeremy Allen White is good. He's a good actor.
But yeah,
he's quickly becoming one of my favorites.
Really?
I just saw Iron Claw.
You just saw Iron Claw, right?
Yes, he's quickly becoming one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's one of the movies I haven't seen yet, but it's definitely up there on my list. Iron Claw.
You haven't seen Shameless either, huh?
No.
Shameless.
I've seen parts. I haven't finished it, but I've seen parts. Yeah.
I might just because of him.
And what's his name too from Star Wars: The Last Jedi?
Oh,
them two, like they stood out.
From The Last Jedi.
His name's Ian Gallagher in the show, but
Oh, from you mean a Fallen
He has
Order?
orange hair?
Fallen Order. What's
He's the
his
Joker.
name?
He's
I
also the
forget his
Joker.
name.
No, I know what you mean from the video games, Fallen
Yeah.
Order,
Yeah.
and the new
Not
games.
the Last Jedi.
I forget his
Yeah.
name. Yeah. But yeah, I know.
But yeah,
I
I
know.
get you.
You'd like it, I think.
It's like McGonaghan.
Look, I've heard a lot of good things about Shameless, and like I said, I've seen a few episodes here and there, and it does seem like a very interesting series. But I'm gonna have to watch it soon.
Yeah.
But anyway,
Anyway,
the bear. What do you
Bear.
have to say about the bear
oh my goodness, this movie,
show?
this show. Sorry, it makes you feel everything. Especially that one episode. Those of you that have watched it will know what episode I'm talking about.
And I don't mean to
Season
cut you
2.
off, but specifically because we're talking about this year, season 2 came out this year, so we're talking about season 2.
Okay, so we'll stick with season 2. So we all know that one of the people that have seen it, that one episode, I think it was episode 6.
The fish,
The fish, my goodness,
Right?
that was freaking
or like 6 fishes, or something like that. I don't
something
know.
like that.
Yeah.
It's during the Christmas,
Right?
I think
the flashback.
it's
episode.
Thanksgiving or Christmas. I can't remember
Yeah.
what holiday. That was the
So
most
good.
anxiety-inducing episode I've ever seen in my life.
And so many great characters in there too. There's not one bad character.
No, all the acting from everyone has been spot on. Great performance from every single one of them. I can't think of a character where I was like, I don't like how they're performing. I don't like this character. No, they all have a lot of depth to them. They all have a lot of story and background to them. And one thing that I like about this show in particular is that it's actually delving into each character.
Right.
Like we see
They're well-rounded.
Cousin had a whole episode on him, right? When
That's
it
my
was
favorite one.
yeah,
Forks.
that was so good with the
Forks.
character
Or he knows
development.
the episode name.
Yeah,
Sounds busy.
it's so. This show does a really good job at that, and I'm excited to season 3 is announced. It's gonna happen, and I can't wait to see more of these characters. There's a lot of characters. There's more to be, to
Flesh out.
see off and flesh out.
Yeah.
Another good one is the baker. I forgot his name.
I'm forgetting
yeah.
his name too.
And
yeah.
he had his own episode
Adam
when
Warlock.
he went to Denmark, and he had his own experience with what's his name?
Adam Warlock.
Oh, Adam Warlock.
Yeah, Adam Warlock is the best to describe him. I forget his
I'm
name.
forgetting his name. He's from We're the Millers.
Yes, from With the
Eyebrows.
Millers.
Eyebrows. Yeah.
I forgot his name. I feel so bad.
He's a good actor.
But
too.
he did
Yeah.
so good as well in that one episode where he's learning how to bake. So yeah, just overall an awesome show. Definitely recommend it, and it's got to be up there on my top 10.
I feel like me and Auggie are holding back because we both have our own.
I
thoughts.
seen you guys. I saw you guys. Just like, oh.
We're not gonna say anything yet, but I think it's safe to say we agree that's a great show.
Forks.
Forks. Yeah.
Save your thoughts if it's on your
I
list.
will.
Come on,
Okay.
Chef.
So my number 7. I don't know if I'm gonna make it to the halfway point. Whether I gotta really pee.
Come on, Jeff.
But my number 7, and this is spoilers because we're gonna give our awards later for
Right.
most surprising and most disappointing stuff like that, if we can think of them. My number 7 is the Barbie movie.
That's good.
I'm
Put
surprised.
them back to back.
Exactly. It's only fitting that we put Barbenheimer back to back.
Yeah.
But I cannot believe this movie was as good as it was, and I will never underestimate Greta Gerwig again, because this movie has such a vision to
Right.
it, where it's like this was like in your head, like you came
Yeah.
up with this. It's such a good movie. It's such a good movie
cast.
depicting women today, like this
Right.
generation, like millennials slash
Just women. I think
Well-
men, all
well-
genders.
Well, I'm getting there.
Okay,
I
sorry.
think it does a good.
I'm sorry. I'm
it's-
interrupting you.
It's okay. We're drunk. It does a good job of depicting women and having a real good commentary on women today. Again, our age, like millennials,
Right.
slash younger than us, Gen Z. But it pokes fun at men. Like
Right.
it has a little bit
Oh,
of commentary
absolutely. Uh-huh.
about like Ken and men and like the patriarchy and like toxic masculinity, stuff like that. It pokes fun at us,
Well,
but
John Cena's in here, right?
briefly.
Briefly.
He's in, I could
Did you watch it, Auggie?
Nah,
Real quick.
No, that one I
No?
need to watch.
You need to
and
watch
see.
it. Yeah.
It's such a good movie.
He said I'm gonna like it.
I think you
I'm
will.
pretty sure.
I think you will.
It's genuinely
I'm pretty sure.
funny. Like it pokes fun at men, and that's a funny bit. But just overall, the whole movie, Ryan Gosling is great.
Yeah.
And again, if
Well,
we're
just his scream that they, I guess, cut out. They cut out his scream, huh?
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking
There's
about.
like a scream scene I don't know if they slap his ass or Barbie's ass, and then he screams like, but they cut it out.
Okay.
I don't think.
I don't know.
I didn't know about that either.
There's a lot of funny bits about Barbie coming to the real world and how it really is. But overall, the movie is such a good commentary on men and women today. Again, it covers more women accurately than it does men.
Right.
And I think that's fair. We have enough movies about men.
Absolutely.
So it pokes fun at men, but even then, like, we can take something out of it. It's genuinely funny. Michael Cera is hilarious.
He's great.
He has a small role in it, but he's hilarious in it.
I wouldn't say small.
Compared to like Ken, like he's not even a Ken.
I know, but I think that's the reason why his role isn't as big.
Okay,
but that's a whole
Yeah.
discussion. By the way, we did have an episode on this, so go check it out.
Go check out our Barbie review. We have so many episodes up.
Jermaine.
Oh,
Cole.
Jermaine. Check out our J. Cole album review.
J. Cole interview.
Check out our J. Cole video. But anyway, yeah, genuinely a good movie. I recommend it to anybody because it's hilarious. It pokes fun at like Barbie and like the stereotypes of women and also the stereotypes of men. But it is very heartfelt at the end. And if you've had like a girlfriend or just know women, a sister, a mother, you could probably, and if they've ever expressed any emotion to you at all, you could probably at least sympathize with them through this movie. Not that it takes a movie to sympathize with them, but legit, like
I know
at the end, you've seen it.
I know.
Like, I'm trying to sell him on it. Like this.
I think he's sold. Look at him.
Look
at Auggie. He's sold.
It's not just a dumb Barbie movie. Like that's what I expected going into it.
Yeah.
It's genuinely a good movie that has something to say, and it's number 7 on my list. Auggie, watch it.
I'll watch
it. I have to pee
Dude,
like now. So let's take a little fiver, and we'll come back to number 6 with Auggie. Ready?
Yeah.
Ready.
And we're back with round number 6. Augie, what is your number 6?
My number 6 is The Bear.
No.
Right after.
Huh.
Go
ahead.
That's why.
So what do you have to say?
What do you have to say?
Well, like I said, everything he said,
Everything.
everything he said, the shit was freaking. I like that. I like how. Well, you guys didn't watch Shameless, but that's like that dude Lip, the main guy from The Bear.
Jeremy Allen White.
Yeah, that's like his style. Like everything's like there's just so much going on all the time.
So
Yeah.
remind me, Anthony told you to watch it, or
Yeah.
did you watch it on
Well,
your own?
him and my mom were watching it. Like, at the same-
you and your mom watching
Well,
it?
I told her to watch it too.
Oh, okay.
So I saw them watching it, and then I was like, "Oh, it's just 2 seasons." I was like, "I'll just watch it." Like,
Right.
So I saw the first one. I saw like in 2 days, and then the next one, I took my time with that one.
So let me ask you real quick. When did you get hooked? What episode? 1, 2, 3? It's got to be one with the first 3.
I would say the second one, but if we're like season 2, season 2, I like the whole season.
It's great, huh?
The whole yeah, because season 2 took its time to explain like each one. Like we learned the mom in the was it Thanksgiving or
Right.
It's one of those. It's either Thanksgiving or Christmas.
So see, like this could have been on the Christmas episode. No, that scene was crazy because I was like, they finally brought out a full episode with what's his name, John Bernthal.
Don Bernthal,
yeah.
right.
So I was like, hell yeah!
As the brother.
I was like, he's perfect because he fits that.
He's
shit.
awesome, huh?
He fit the brother shit like
That
perfect.
one episode.
Yeah, just
Spot on.
That's all we needed.
That
I already know his whole
episode,
character.
that episode alone, I think, is being nominated for a Golden Globe.
I think so.
Like,
Yeah.
just alone, so good.
That and then right after we got the cousin episode of Forks.
Right, it's right after, huh?
Because he's like, you're trying to set me up. He's like, you're trying to set me up.
And then he finds his passion.
Yeah.
Oh
With
my
Taylor
God,
Swift
it's
and
so
all that shit.
good.
I was like, this shit, Taylor Swift.
And then the next one I think is with the baker, right? He goes to Denmark, to Copenhagen, I think it is.
And that's why I couldn't comment on that shit is because Lip, that's what I'm calling. What's his name? It's Bear.
His is Bear. Oh, they call him Bear.
So that was his experience, huh? He stayed over there and he learned from him.
All right.
And that he was number 1, right?
Right.
The other guy was. So it's just the storytelling, the shots.
Season 2 goes deeper.
One thing,
you learn more about the characters.
One thing I kind of forgot to mention is that I've read online from the people in the industry that the food industry for chef it's like that. It is cutthroat. It is
Yeah.
very demanding. And being able to not only see that, but actually feel it because of how good it's portrayed, it's like, God damn, dude, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
This show gave me so much anxiety.
Exactly.
Oh, yeah.
Like, imagine getting screamed at, oh, your plate is ass, it sucks ass. Like, that's hard.
Gordon Ramsay in a nutshell.
Gordon Ramsay in a nutshell.
Okay.
But, yeah, it's bad. It's like that, but it's not as aggressive, obviously, because like I said, they made it a little more spicy. But
Right.
yeah, that shit's freaking intense in the kitchen. They're like, you
Come on,
mess up,
Chef.
you mess up on one ticket, and you're messing up everything
The
over
whole,
here. It's like, so some of the shit pissed me off in there. I was like, man,
Yeah, dude, it pisses you
I
off.
was
I'm
like,
telling you,
some of the people too. I'm like, man,
it's an emotional roller coaster. Some people you love, some people you hate, some people you're happy for, some people you're pissed off for.
yeah.
And I'm going to save my thoughts for later.
Okay. Oh, wow.
This is
Okay.
number 2.
So number 6, Misa, what you got?
My number 6 is going to have to be Barbie.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay. I think I gave all my thoughts already, so go ahead.
Yep. So just to kind of add on to partially what you said is Greta Gerwig, she builds this awesome world of these Barbie characters, right? The Ken, the Barbie, and then the Michael Cera. I don't know. What was his name again?
Ellen.
Ellen. So,
He's the only one that's not a Ken.
Not a Ken, yeah.
He's Ellen.
and I think kind of what you mentioned earlier, the movie that you're most, what was it called again? Surprised about. And I think this is the one for me. And I'll bring it up again, obviously. It's just, I wasn't expecting it to be this.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And we went to watch it together. And I remember just being surrounded by little girls and their moms with a few other like dads in there.
Yeah.
But I was like, what are we getting into? And I think what I enjoyed the most about it were the more sophisticated or adult jokes, where it was like we would be laughing and everyone and like the girls would be quiet. Like the
'Cause they're
adults,
kids, yeah.
the adults are laughing. They're like, "What the hell?" They literally just mentioned this now in this movie, and the little girls are like, "What? Like, why are they laughing for? What are they laughing about?" So it just goes on to show that she didn't have just little girls in mind, but the wide audience in general. It's for everyone. It's for the girls, the little boys, the adults. So I think it has something for everyone. And I think that's what kind of drew me in and what I liked so much about it.
And that's what I'm trying to sell him on. Because I told him, like, you need to watch Barbie. And he's like, is it one of the best movies of the year? I was like, it's not like the best movie of the year.
It's up there.
But it's like, it's worth talking about. It's worth watching.
It's debatable for sure.
Yeah.
Because it's more than what you think it is. Like, it's just a Barbie movie.
Yeah, it has a lot of emotional tones and more like deep tones of like knowing who you are, discovering yourself and who you are in this world.
Right.
And I think that could be very relatable to a lot of people, if not all.
Yeah.
And those are some serious tones that I think are intended more towards not just the kids, but the adults watching the movie.
And Billie Eilish has a song in here
yeah.
that's so good that, like...
Is she in the movie?
No.
Her song is.
Her song is, and it follows... It's during, like, the theme of the movie.
Yeah.
And it's called What Was I Made For? And it's so good and so emotional.
Yeah.
And she's probably going to win the Oscar again. She just won an Oscar last year, I think, for, like, Mission Impossible.
I think
or
it was
007.
Yeah, one of those.
And she's probably going to win another one this year. She's so good. But
Right.
this isn't a music podcast. All right.
Yet.
Well, we've had one music
There might be
topic.
segments.
Okay. So my number 6 is John Wick Chapter
Okay.
4. This movie is so damn good. And again, at one point, this was like in the top
Right.
3.
Mm.
It's pure action. This movie knows what it is. It's just an action movie, but it's not dumb action. It's creative action.
Mm-hmm.
We're on the 4th installment, and we're still coming up with creative ways for John Wick to kill people.
Yeah.
There's a whole scene, like a 10-minute, maybe not 10, 5-minute scene with him with a shotgun with fire breath that's shot from the top down. It looks like a video game. There's a whole like third act that's just pure action.
Yeah.
Bill Skarsgård plays the villain, and it's so satisfying when, spoilers for John Wick 4.
No.
Wait. He said...
I said no spoilers
Okay,
for me.
I'm sorry.
I haven't
I'm sorry.
watched it, unfortunately.
Well, spoilers.
Earmuffs.
But he's so...
Oh, crazy. Just
All right, no spoilers.
no
pause that. No spoilers, but John Wick chapter 4 and Bill Skarsgård as the villain is so good in here.
Well, Bill Skarsgård in general,
Yeah.
that whole family in general,
For real.
it's like freaking incredible when it comes to acting.
It's like a school of acting.
I know, it's weird. It's like, hey, son, you're gonna be the next great actor in the family.
He's going to. Yeah, and he's gonna play Nosferatu next.
Yeah, which I'm excited for.
Yeah, and apparently like he's like transforms again. He was already like Pennywise the clown.
I know.
And apparently he transforms again as Nosferatu the
I know.
vampire. It's gonna be so
I
good.
think even the director, who I forget his name, he says like it's kind of unfortunate that he will probably get overlooked because he's Nosferatu.
Yeah.
And you can't really see him being him, right?
Yeah.
But again, his acting is great even in this, and yeah, I'm excited for it.
So yeah, John Wick Chapter 4 is a pure action movie as the other three were, and it continues to like up the ante. It's still as good as the other three.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of action, I think it's the best one.
Right.
It just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
By the way, I'm sorry. Did you watch Mission Impossible?
No, I haven't seen
Because
any after 3.
That's the only movie this year that I can think of. It's like you can compare action to.
That is just a pure action
Right,
movie.
right.
Yeah.
I guess we can't make that comparison then.
It was on my list, but I need to catch up. I can't just go, like jump 4 movies.
Right.
The last one I saw was part 3, which is great.
No. I know. Yeah.
So I definitely need to catch up because the next one's the last one apparently.
Yeah.
But back to John Wick. There's a scene where they're playing poker. No spoilers, minor spoilers, but you're like, if you haven't seen it, you're not gonna get it.
All right. Go for it.
There's a scene where they play poker. And all the main players of this movie are there.
Oh my God,
And they're
okay.
playing poker. And we get Donnie Yen's character, who is a blind, like, swordsman. And the way that they portray him, he mentioned it earlier. The way that they use him is so good. And not just like how he is in action moments, but his actual character portrayal is so good. And without spoilers, I can't really say much. But we have John Wick. We have Donnie Yen. We have this other dude named
Right.
Mr. Nobody.
Mhm.
And they're playing poker against like this like mob boss who's this big like fat like video game boss character. And it's like that's the moment like midway through the movie where we get all the main players at once.
Yeah.
And everybody gets their motivations.
Okay, I see.
Yeah, and
That's cool.
It's a well told
It's a lot of build up right there.
It's not like a really deep like thematic story. It's just a really good action movie with a bunch of great characters that they introduce again. This is the 4th movie. We're introducing new characters on new characters.
New families.
And it's so good. New villains, and it's still so good. And it's such a damn good time. Number 6.
Awesome.
Number 6. Now we're at the halfway point.
5.
All right. So because we're so late into this, I may break this up into 2 parts. So let's just summarize it. So if I have to end it here, we'll end it here. Let's just go through it again very quickly. Auggie, what was your number 10?
La.
Ah la 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 la.
Put the rock right there. Ant-Man.
Okay, my number 10 was Creed 3.
My number 10 was Air.
Auggie, number 9.
Elemental.
Mine was Wonka.
Mine was Creed 3.
Auggie,
Oh no! Wait! It was One Piece.
One Piece. Okay.
My bad.
Auggie,
Ninja Turtles.
number 8. My number 8 was Oppenheimer.
My number 8 was Super Mario.
Auggie, number 7.
John Wick.
My number 7 was Barbie.
My number 7 was The Bear.
Auggie, number 6.
Then mine was The Bear.
My number 6 was John Wick.
My number 6 was Barbie.